It's the Spanish Grand Prix for MotoGP. It's the second practice session. There's rain in the air. Let's join our commentators for a few moments.
You might have been switching visors at the last moment and, not clicked on properly.
The problem is, his helmet man is his dad. It's true, isn't it?
Angel, yeah. You just see him there, he's got hold of it. You see the guy from Alpine Stars down there?
He's looked at his dad and going, cheers, Dad.
Thanks for that.
But it is out on the racetrack.
That's on the race line, the racing line, actually.
It won't be for much longer when it dries up and people are on that part of the track.
Yeah, obviously they'll have a spare one put together, different treatment perhaps on the visor so it doesn't steam up. But just a little bit frustrating start to the day. Anyway, he's got an installation lap in. It's not the end of the world. There's time. What is clear though, Sylvain? I think you mentioned it before. Qualifying's going to have a damp edge to it, however much the sun is trying to break through, and that means it's really important to get out there now.
Yeah, at best it will be a drying line and some patches. So this track notoriously stays stays wet for a long time, and those patches, turn 5, 13, turn 8 as well in the inside, they tend to stay a long time. So I mean, we still have water getting picked up there, so there's no dry line yet. It will be a mixed condition qualifying if it doesn't rain again.
We've already seen Fermin Aldeguer in Moto2 a big crash just for that white line. There's a few puddles, aren't there, up the edges of the white line that you have to be aware of. Yeah,
Aldeguer was a little bit optimistic with his racing line. I mean, when he's wet like that. That said, though, there is some tracks where when they paint it with the FIM homologated paint, the curb can be more grippy than the track on very particular places, and especially the tracks where there's very low grip, but not really around here. You don't want to be braking hard onto the white line.
And that homologated paint that the FIM recommends, I'm sure they stipulate it nowadays. It seems to be the way that everything's got a control to it. Contains sand, grit, some sort of thing. Gives it a...
That's right. So
less of a sheen than it always used to be.
It's a little bit abrasive, and then there is a specification to it that the officials, when they're painting the curbs before the event, they need to respect. Now it depends as well how it's applied. Sometimes it's more or less grippy. So it depends on the conditions as well when they put it down. And
well, we've all had those problems at home, haven't you? When you've had the painters and decorators in, and some of them do a good job, and other ones. It costs you 5 times as much because they've used 18 gallons of paint just to do your front room. Yeah. I'm on the tight side, obviously. You can have 1 pot of paint to do the whole house. Marc Marquez is pushing on the pace here. Unsurprising to see him at the top of the pile and Jack Miller behind him. They are the two that jump out to me. Pecco Bagnaia, we know, is also very, very good in the wet conditions. But we've got to the point now, I think, in MotoGP, and I'm sure you touched on it in Moto2, Neil, where actually to be a top rider in the championships, you've got to be a good wet weather rider, and actually it's generally, as things are in the dry, that's what you find in the wet conditions.
Yeah, there's not too much difference. I mean, there's the odd rider you think about, and Mark's one of them, and you say Jack Miller, who's just gone top, and then Mark's just gone faster. That stand out, but yeah, there's not many bad riders now in the wet.
Oliveira probably is another one you think of in these kinds of conditions. Pedro Acosta actually wasn't great in the wet conditions until last year, until he, throughout his Moto2 campaign, championship campaign, he learned, didn't he?
Maverick Vinales as well at the start didn't like the wet, and then became a really good wet rider. So yeah, they all have to work on it. I mean, to be honest, now with the grip that those tires deliver in the wet, it's not as it used to be. There's a huge amount of grip now, and you can really lean the bike high lean angles.
So look at the lap time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing
straight away
49s. Now, if you've ever done a track day around here,
49 is a good dry lap time for a track day.
The absolute fastest man on a track day isn't doing a 49. Don't get me wrong. If a racer comes, but I'm talking a proper track day riders, not. They're doing 53s. It's true. I've done some teaching around here. That's your fastest Group 3 rider. Like I said, when you get. You always get some racers come to track days, and some superstock riders, they're going to do 49s.
Yeah, if you were using a sort of like a road bike with slick tires around here, and you put a really good rider on it, a professional rider, you'd be doing 45s, something like that, 46, with proper slick tires. Yeah, professional rider. So yeah, straight away, as you can see, after 3 laps, 49. The grip is good.
Grip's there.
And in Moto2, I think all the crashes we've seen was mainly because the riders they've not far had quite a lot of time on the Pirelli wet.
That's true.
So they're just getting used to it. They got no traction control, so it's easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, true. That is all true. Important, actually, what Michael was saying in Moto2, but we'll reiterate it for anyone new to the sport, new to watching this. These wet tyres are not like road tyres. They're not just like the tracks you get on the road. They're beyond, aren't they, Sylvain? These are specially made for racing, and they are incredible at clearing water.
100%. These guys are gonna get lean angles 55 degrees lean angle in the wet versus sort of 60 in the dry, so they can lean a lot. I mean, some tracks you put your elbow down with those wet tires. They are that good. So yeah, they give a lot of feedback as well. You know, when you ride with those wet tires, you can feel the grip, you can feel the tire moving around, you can feel the carcass of the tire and the rubber moving around, just like you would do with a full slick. So they give a lot of feedback. 300 horsepower bikes.
On board again with Jorge Martin. Not someone who would jump out to me as a wet weather rider. Just over the years, it's not been something that's come to me. But as we said, over the years, what we found more recently is that the top riders are the top riders, whatever the conditions. He's obviously had a couple of minutes back in the garage and now back onto the track, so he's just in his early adaptation process. Lap times at the top again. Mark Marquez at 1:48.6.
Really,
it's incredible.
It's fast. That is fast. I tell you, Denny Pedrosa used to not be a class as a good wet weather rider, as he just goes into third place. His issue used to be weight, because he was so light. He usually found it hard to generate heat in the wet tyres straight away if it was really wet, heavily wet, and also a size. Because he's one of the smaller riders, he found it difficult to get his knee on the ground. He couldn't lean the bike over quite as far. And your feeling and understanding of the grip levels, a lot of it comes by when you get your knee on the ground. Then you start to understand the bike, understand the feeling and where the grip is.
And that's one of the things that you just mentioned there. Just to, if you could explain it a bit more. Actually, you need heat in the tyres still, and that's part of the reason of the land to sea ratio, as in the grooves in the tyres, is you've got all the power going through a smaller contact patch, but that also generates more heat, gives you more grip in that situation.
Yeah, the worst conditions are when it's wet and cold, when it's really cold, because you go out of the pit lane, you've had your wets on some tyre warmer, so you've got some heat in the tyres, and you go out and actually the grip level's not too bad. But as you're riding around, if you're at a cold Donington Park and it's raining, it's the worst feeling, because you're riding round and actually the temperature's just dropping out of the tyre as you're going round, and the cold wind, and then the grip level's getting worse. So normally the grip level increases, but it actually gets worse, and that's how it can catch you out. So that's one of the tricky elements. Like today, that's not an issue because the ambient temperature's quite decent. I don't know what it is, probably about 17 or 18 degrees.
Yeah, I think, yeah, he said 17 at the start of this session.
Has Acosta ridden on the wet yet? Because I don't think
he has. He rode it in Sepang.
Yes.
I think it was Crutchlow said, I'll tell you what.
In the shakedown.
In the shakedown.
Oh, that's right. In the shakedown, that very first test.
How fast he was in the wet, he couldn't believe
Immediately.
it.
I'm just saying that because straight away he's going into P5 there after 5 laps.
Do you know what the other thing
Impressive.
is that I've noticed there, Sylvain? He's latched on to an experienced rider in Maverick Vinales. He did that yesterday with Pecco Bagnaia, and Pedro is thinking like a rider that I want to be at the front. I know, though, on a Friday he said, I can't get up to speed in 30 laps of the track. 40 laps, he actually said. You know, so I have to follow someone. I have to do it. Even Pecco Bagnaia said he learned a lot from riding behind Marc Marquez yesterday, which was a bit of a role reversal kind of thing that was going on. But Pedro is savvy. He's savvy streetwise, isn't he? How he gets in behind Pecco yesterday, this morning in behind Maverick.
Yeah, very clever. Very, very streetwise, like you said. You know, with his the way he goes about his business, he's always looking for an edge, always looking to learn and take it all on board. And this is why he's just adapting so fast. I mean, that's pretty amazing straight away. Getting into the top 5, he's following Vinales, learning from years and years of experience. So yeah, this man is the real deal.
came here this weekend, and what I loved is we are in round 4 of the championship. Still a dark cloud overhead. It looks like, you know, it could be about to rain again at any moment, even though the sun looked like it was trying to break through. That's one thing to keep an eye on. It is still dry, I'm being told, at this moment in time, but it looks pretty gloomy out there. But testament to the start to his season is that we come here and it would not be a surprise to see Pedro Acosta winning.
Absolutely not.
What a remarkable start
The
to your career.
performances that he's done so far. I mean, and again in Austin, he was so impressive in Austin. Now we're coming back on a track where he has a lot more experience, obviously being Spanish, and Jerez has been one of the track the most used for winter testing and for training by those guys. So a lot of track knowledge. He's at home in his own country. So and on a track where the KTM was really strong last year. So okay, he's using the gas, but it's the same bike. So yeah, on paper you wouldn't be surprised. He's you'd have to think that he can go on the podium and maybe catch his first win, which is incredible as a rookie. How fast this man has adapted to it. See, they're using the ride-eye devices even in the wet there to get into the back straight.
And there is a shadow by the side of his bike was the other thing I noticed when he came out of Cito Pon's corner, down towards Danny Pedrosa corner. Someone's gone down at Michelin, and he's about to come to a yellow flag here. What can we see on the outside of the racetrack?
Marshall's on the right there, so yeah, would have been somebody losing the front early on.
And you can see, as Neil was saying, the track temperature's 17 degrees. Not what you expect at Jerez as he comes into the stadium section. Angel Nieto corner, turn 9, and then Peluki. We were out there last year, weren't we, Neil, when we were filming during the practice. It is raw out there. It's a great atmosphere.
Oh, I love it. It's one of the special places we go to. Standing there, it's got that.
So, hello, I'm back. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. We had numerous technical difficulties setting up for the other stream, but I'm back and ready to go into the action. Yes, the track is still wet. People out there, as you can see on the drive, wet weather tyres. So not many people setting red sector times across the board, as you've been seeing. Pedro Acosta up into 5th place on a 1:49.215, an impressive time there. I'm already sweating. I'm ready to put these clothes on as well for the day. But it's been a bit hectic. We've just set Ed and Jess up with TV pictures for Formula E as well. Now that it's all set up and we know exactly how to set it right, that's going to be even better. So, Marc Marquez, he's the fastest on a 1:48.183. Then we get Raul Fernandez in 2nd position. Maverick Vinales takes 3rd, with Oliveira ahead of Acosta, Pedrosa, Aleix Espargaro, Miller, Martin and Alex Marquez. Reminder that this session doesn't count towards anything in the championship running order. This only is a free practice session, so the overall counting will be done at, yellow flag sector 3. What's this one about? We're just trying to get the data screens back up and running so we can see, but there is a yellow flag out in the 3rd sector. We will double check in a second as we get our timing screens open. So it's, into the pit lane. Who's in sector 3 that's gone down? It could be Pedro Acosta. No, he's moving okay. Who's Nakagami? He was early. No, still good there. So whatever this mystery yellow flag is in the 3rd sector, we're unsure. You can see actually just below me here the weather information, if you wanted to know. It is light rain, air temperature 15 degrees Celsius, ground temperature 17 degrees Celsius, 3 kilometre wind speed blowing in from the southeast, 81% humidity as well. And why there's yellow flags on the 3rd sector, I don't know. It's going to make qualifying, though, very entertaining, because who exactly has got an idea of what we're going to see? It's going to be fun here for MotoGP. Exactly what we like to see and like to know. We're going to have a great racing event here this weekend. Some close fought action. Jerez always gives us the bizarre weekends. I think we're about due another set of bizarrities. As Maverick Vinales hops off the bike, yellow flags come in, so whatever that was the reason, it's now gone. So the gap between everybody else, you can see. Let's change that gap previous to gap first. There you go. That gives us an idea of what the track layout actually gives us. And not a skewed version of events. with the intervals. We'll have that for the race on tomorrow. Everyone out there on wet tyres, not ready for slicks. It'll be a wet session as well. Oh, and Digi at the inside of Nakagami coming through the first half of the track. Little bit cheeky, just about keeps it together. Bagnaia down in 17th position. But there's a horrible light rain. There's a lot of moisture in the air and still being kicked up in the background. Qualifying is live after this. You can join us for that. So don't go anywhere. Formula E is live soon as well with their qualifying sessions. Fingers crossed it's going to be a good run. As everything closes back up together. There's a lot of rain out there actually. Very rare we get rain here at Jerez. It's only happened a handful of times. Though Maddie Patterson did put a tweet out saying how ironic it was it happened. It keeps happening to her as well. Mallory Dobbs went testing here. I think Lizzie went testing here as well. So it'll be the site of the first race as well, actually, when it comes up. Danny Pedrosa on run 2 on the automated graphics at the side of the timing towers. Jerez is a wonderful circuit. Let's not get that wrong. It's just a bit too street circuity. Keep saying Formula 1 could be interesting if they came back here because you just not overtake. It would have 0 overtaking capabilities, but it would be fun. So those of you on YouTube, there'll be a separate stream for qualifying. There'll be about a 10-minute gap between it. Just to give you all a heads up. As I think Formula E is about to go on air for their qualifying session. Jess and Ed will be talking you through that one. And fingers crossed it's going to be a good event because we need that event to be good. As it comes in. Mixed conditions equals clear visors, says the Red Bull KTM factory team. Ain't that the truth? And also, last day in the commentary box for me. I'm going to trackside tomorrow for Donington Park, the opener of the British Touring Car Championship. I'll be live trackside commentating. And for MotoGP, I'll be at Donington for that. And I will still be doing the commentary with Megan, but you will see Donington. Don't know where we're going to commentate from, though, at the moment. But you'll see it. Might find a nice secluded spot, stand and commentate on the MotoGP. Although we're trying to find a garage. Not exactly the most loveliest site, but we're trying to see what we can get to do the commentary in for Donington Park tomorrow. 3 races back-to-back for me. Not much chance. So battery packs will be coming in handy. Charging whenever I can. Devices. I'll be charged during live on air as well, but still. It's going to be a busy weekend. So make sure you join us on JBMotorsports for all the best of the best action that you're going to see. Digi up now on 10th. Bagnaia, he's down a little bit as well. 0.621 down, so the track's not improving as fast as you want it to here. It's still being a little bit temperamental as they'll turn in and push down on the attack, accelerate harder. Let's just get that blog working, shall we? Because I've just been told it's not working. Ahead of the qualifying session. There we go. Sprint and qualifying. Lovely. And of course tomorrow I won't need it because I'll be in the commentary box, so. No, it's frozen. Don't you love it when technology is just a pain in the backside? There we go. Latest updates. Brilliant. There you go. Bagnaia 1.1 seconds down now. So it's still it's not heavy rain, but it's this annoying light rain that just douses the entire track. It's very hard to keep up with. No one's setting any better lap times as well on the deltas. So you're not missing anything there. As we'll just have a quick look. You're seeing everything and what it means on the timing tower alongside me. New timing screens this weekend from Dorna. Couple of races in, so hopefully you like them. Hopefully it's all good. Bagnaia still down on the as well in that first sector by 0.4 of a second. In fact, let's open up those sectors so you can see. I mean it when I say we have that power. So there's sectors 1, 2, 3 and 4. Splitting them open on the 2. Not much having big differences at the moment on these ones. Everyone just setting yellow sectors. No one else improving. But it's good information for those who have to go out first in Q1. That's always going to be the banter part of this weekend. Dry sack's a bit damp as well down there at turn 6. The Danny Pedrosa hairpin, formerly the dry sack corner, tries to turn in and it just twitches on you as well mid-corner and just wants to step out at the back. 1.125 seconds down on the overall best. So it's going to be very fun tomorrow. We've got an interesting position for the first race. You're going to love it. We're going to actually kick-start the touring cars. During the day, we're going to move around the circuit as well for each race if we can get to it, and so you can always see, mainly as well the start-finish straight. But we've got the media centre, and there's a bridge, and you can see just over the track, great view of the circuit, and that's where we're going. So it gives you a great view of the first 5 rows of the grid and the start lights, and the touring car season will start with us seeing the start and a lights out down towards turn 1 with the cameras. And it'll be great. And I'll be there. I'll have a headset as well, so I won't be holding a mic, so I can hopefully zoom in a little bit and do some control work, because we've got a more stable tripod for when we're doing the races. When we're walking around as well, we've got a different one. So it's going to be a interesting and challenging day for the touring cars. I'm hoping that I can just put myself in the paddock and get some people to come and stop and have a word with me. That's what I'm aiming for. Which could happen, but we're going to have to move up. I know that the Accelerate Bristol Street Motors boys, they'll always have a word. Tom Ingram, Tom Chilton, Nick Holstead as well. All very nice and very charming people. As I think now we are live for the remainder of the weekends. So, yeah, let's have a look. JT, I think, is live. And I think so's Jess. So the whole team live right now on JBMotorsports. Yes, we are. Touring car free practice 1. British Touring. Oh, that's a nice sight to see. 3 different streams on at once. And the British Touring Car Championship is go. And I can't wait to be trackside tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Oh, nicely done, JT. That looks great. So, yeah, Donington Park is go for the first weekend of the year. JT is always doing a fantastic job. So well done, JT. He'll take you through the practice sessions with the trackside audio. Jess is live as well with Ed for the session, for qualifying. And I'm here for qualifying. The whole team have made this possible this weekend as well for me to go trackside. The whole team stepping in. It's fantastic, and nice to have Jess on the Formula E coverage alongside Ed. 4 minutes to go here, though, in a pretty useless free practice 2 session. Marc Marquez improving in that second sector on a 15.575, but not really a lot on the board to do as well with this damp track. It's going to be qualifying. That is the major event for the remainder of this broadcast. And we'll just, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, you have to do a thing. We're not leaving you there. We're just going to split the streams in 2, as always. But if you are joining us on YouTube, as soon as this stream ends, you will be automatically redirected to the qualifying stream. So you don't have to do anything either. You'll be automatically redirected. It'll pop up, click yes, and you'll go for quali. Just that we have to separate the 2 for the session reasons. Ideally, we'd like to do just like a Super Saturday. Oh, Mark running wide into turn 1 and through the gravel as well. Deep gravel here, so it didn't put him down on the deck. It just rolls him out. But Marc Marquez, the sight here in 2020 where he crashed, broke his shoulder and took years to recover. Now moved away from Honda to Grassini as he got any type away to do anything about it. Quadraro, 149.810. Bagnaia, 4 tenths down at the moment. Alex Marquez controlling it. Let's see where Bagnaia moves up. Here we go inside the top 10. 7th, 149.118. So a nice improvement there. Martin's 10th, so he's improved from 14th. there are improvements. Digi, first sector, look at that, 27.088. Second sector, 15.644. So Digi might go fast here. Now they're starting to push. They want to know what's possible in these damp conditions going into quali in 10 minutes' time. So they're pushing hard. They want to know, they will know, and they will find out. They're not going to, just hang around waiting. It will be maximum attack at all possible times. Still light rain out there, though, according to the weather forecast just below me here. Wish they had the race control information tab. That would be better. But we've got the blog as well, so that'll help. And then tomorrow, I'll be there. On the camera at the bottom. Digi, second fastest at the moment. Again, closing in. Marc Marquez, 148.183. Digi second. Ralph Fernandez is third. Vinales fourth. Oliveira fifth. Acosta sixth. Morbidelli seventh. Aleix Espargaro is eighth. Marco Bezzecchi ninth. And Jorge Martin puts it into top 10. 60 seconds to go. Digi's improving. Bezzecchi goes ninth. Marquez got the fastest first sector, 27.010. So he's got a bit of improvement there. Digi looking strong. Last lap time cancelled. Was he coming to the pits? No, just disappeared off the lap time board. Bagnaia, 11th to 3rd. 148.653. Much stronger lap time coming in then for the Ducati rider. Martin in P12. 7/10 down at the moment. Will control it still. And Martin stays in 12th in this session, 149.5. Marc Marquez is 3/10 up already. 3.5 tenths up. Big improvement from him. Digi's looking good as well by 8 thousandths of a second. Both estimated to go P1. Juan Mir is 21st. So Mir is 150.1. Zarco takes the flag. Flag's out. So Marquez overtaking everybody out there. He's just passed Juan Mir, former teammate. So Marc Marquez just glossing everywhere on the circuit and really looking strong in these damp conditions. Check flag, as you can see on the driver track at the top. So this is the end of the session. Controls it. Gets back on the accelerator. Boots it hard up towards the line. What's the time for Marc Marquez to end the session? It's a 1... Oh, it's down by 51 thousandths of a second. 148.234. His fast laps are 148.183 in this one. And I don't think anybody else is looking to improve on that timing tower, as you can see back at home. So we take that away and show the best lap times that matter for this one. Digi P2. No one else improving. They'll just take the flag and do a practice start. Going into qualifying, which is coming up any second. 2 checker flags and an LED light board. Overkill in my book. Very wet up at turn 1 at Expo 91. Expo 92? Expo 92. So, not bad there. Look at Brad Binder. Look at that. Miller 13th, Pedrosa 14th, Augusto Fernandez 16th, Brad Binder's down in 20th position, and Pedro Acosta is up in 7th place. Even in damp conditions, it's not looking good. Nothing to really say much about Repsol Honda. Sadly not. So far down the board. And this is Acosta coming through turn 7. Is he going to have a moment? No, it's into 4. Okay. Brakes hard. Turn 5. Turns in. Acosta. Oh, Acosta dropped it, and he saved it! What?
Very impressive.
On the front.
Acosta lost the front, and he saved it! That's a Marquez manoeuvre, and he went, woof! Well done! That was perfect from Pedro Acosta. He saved the fall. Wonderful. Don't get to see that every day. Let's take a look again. Listen to the commentators.
You could see that dark cloud, couldn't you, coming over? And I actually thought that was on its way out, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that throws another spanner in the works, doesn't it? We'll see that.
Just dropped it. So end of the session then. It's Marc Marquez, Digi, Bagnaia, the top 3. Qualifying is up next here from the Spanish Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere.